Once upon a time, in a world not too dissimilar to our own, a young woman named Amelia found herself at an unforeseen crossroad. Amelia, with her fiery red hair and spirit to match, had always been a force to be reckoned with. But this was not a challenge she had ever anticipated. Amelia, you see, had always been a dreamer. She loved to lose herself in tales of far-off lands and heroic deeds, her heart beating in time with the rhythm of the stories she adored. And it was her love for stories that led her to a decision that would change her life forever. One day, while Amelia was lost in one of her favorite books, an idea sparked in her mind like a shooting star. She decided she would not just read stories, she would create them. She would weave tales of her own, painting pictures with her words that could transport people to a different time and place. Embracing the challenge with a fierce determination, Amelia began her journey. She would wake up before the sun, her heart filled with stories that were begging to be told. She would write until her fingers were sore and her eyes heavy. Yet despite all her efforts, the words never seemed to come together. They felt disjointed, like a puzzle with missing pieces. Months turned into a year, and still, Amelia's dream of creating her stories seemed as distant as ever. But Amelia, being the stubborn soul that she was, refused to give up. She knew that the stories inside her were worth telling, and she would not rest until she found a way to bring them to life. Then one day, while Amelia was trying to piece together a particularly tricky plot, she had an epiphany. She realized that she had been so focused on creating perfect stories that she had lost sight of what truly mattered, the heart of the story. The emotions, the characters, their struggles and victories. With this newfound perspective, Amelia sat down at her desk, her heart pounding with anticipation. Instead of trying to force the words to fit together, she let them flow naturally, like a river finding its way to the sea. And for the first time, the stories inside her began to take shape on paper. Amelia's stories were raw and real. They were filled with characters that were flawed yet lovable, and plots that were as unpredictable as life itself. And the more she wrote, the more she fell in love with the art of storytelling. As the years passed, Amelia's stories reached people far and wide. They resonated with people from all walks of life, touching their hearts and stirring their souls. And in the process, Amelia found that not only had she fulfilled her dream of becoming a storyteller, but she had also discovered a part of herself that she never knew existed. And so, dear listeners, the story of Amelia teaches us a valuable lesson. It reminds us that our journey is not about striving for perfection, but about embracing our authenticity. It's about understanding that our flaws and imperfections are what make our stories unique and relatable. And most importantly, it's about never giving up, no matter how insurmountable the challenges may seem. Because in the end, it's the journey that shapes us, and it's our passion that defines us.